Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, Internet. Welcome in to the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Across from me? How long have we been sitting side by side?
A while now.
And I went to across me. Beside me, Aaron Brooks. Hello.
Hello.
No, your ears did not deceive you. We tweaked some of our intros, outros, and stuff like that. So thank you to Jolene for offering your voice to help us out. And
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Jolene. We're going to get copyright strike for doing that. Should we tell them our secret about the previous intro or leave it as a mystery on who that was forever?
I think you have to leave the mystery there.
We'll leave the mystery. We never named her, and so we're just going to leave it a mystery for a while. Aaron, today's episode is a good one.
I think so.
It's a really good one.
Yeah.
You want this was not your idea.
No, I was gonna take credit for it, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna own up to who suggested this.
Yeah,
and it was my wife. She threw this idea out there.
I love it,
and I think it's fantastic.
Would have never thought of this on my own.
Neither would I. This is. I don't know if it's the difference in how guys' brains and girls' brains operate,
Yeah.
If she's more creative, or if it's just that she's pregnant and this is on her mind.
Yeah.
But you saw in the episode title, I assume that we are talking about smells.
Smelly smells. The kind of smells that smell smelly.
And we know that women with child, they have heightened senses of smell.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why this was on her mind. And after she mentioned it, I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. I wish I would have thought of that.
So has this become part? I know it's become part of my life. I'm assuming it's become part of your everyday life over the last several months.
Yes. There are... It doesn't seem like she's been over the top with things that are off-putting to her.
Right.
She can just have a super... I guess she's got like a super sniffer. I don't know if it's... I'm interested to know how closely her super sniffer is. Snooper. This is a combination of Snoopy and Snoop. I don't even know what I was trying to say now.
I don't either.
Where was the sentence going?
I don't know. You were curious.
It went off the track.
You were curious if her snooper, and I don't know where you're going with it.
Super sniffer, like Gus from... Oh, dang it, I can't even think of the name of the show now.
Psych?
Psych, thank you.
Are you okay?
It's the dad brain kicking in.
I don't think that applies until after the kids here.
Does it not?
No, they get that beforehand. We have to wait.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I am curious to know how closely aligned her sniffer is to that of a dog. Because dogs are highly... sensitive creatures with their nose, right?
Yes.
So I'd like to kind of put her and a dog in a study together, and maybe there's something...
I'm assuming you don't mean that as potentially insulting as it sounds.
No. Very scientifically, I'm curious to know how much more heightened their sense of smell is. There's probably something on the interwebs somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
And a study that's been done. I didn't Google that, though.
Yeah, so there are things like when you're with child, when you're pregnant, you pick up on you smell more things, but then there's also just some things that just affect you differently too. Like I know the cologne that Lauren bought for me for Christmas that she loved, she can't stand now. Like every time I put it on and I forget about it, she's like, you got to change, you got to take a shower, you got to get rid of that smell. I can't do it.
Ooh.
So it's interesting how that works. And we talked before we hit record that, smells are also tied strongly to memory.
Yes.
I mean, you can smell something from your childhood that was strong back then and just immediately flash back to when you were a child. It's insane how that happens.
So I was reading this article from discovery.com about smells triggering memories and why that's a thing. And it says that smells and scents, they bypass part of the body and they go straight to the hippocampus, which is a term I learned from watching House.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a hippocampus, I thought it was like a college for hippos. Apparently it's something in the head. And so it goes to the olfactory bulb. Somebody griped the other day, somebody, very close to me, a family member, was like, oh, your podcast, the last couple episodes has been very educational, and I didn't like it. And I assured them we will get back to being just pure entertainment, and we'll drop the educational stuff. And here I am talking about olfactory bulbs, hippocampuses.
I can promise you, this is an episode on smells. We're not going to be scientific for very long.
Yeah,
just
so
hold on.
We're going to put the science right here at the beginning.
Hit the 30-second skip if you really want to skip this part.
And then it's going out the window. So the olfactory bulb is connected to our hippocampus, and it says that scientists have discovered that memories, this was back in 2017, they made this discovery that they claim is an incredible discovery, that memories may be saved in part of the olfactory bulb itself, where we send a lot of our smells to. And so if memories are saved in that part of the body, then that could be why smells trigger such vivid memories.
I mean, I believe it because I used to do these haunted houses. I used to help make these haunted houses. And so my Octobers were always spent with copious amounts of spray paint. And anytime now I have a whiff of spray paint, I'm not like huffing it, but like if I'm painting something and I smell spray paint, I instantly go back to the 2000s. I mean, it's just incredible how that happens.
I was driving down the road last week and a smell hit me. I can't remember what the smell was, and I can't remember what the memory was, but as soon as I smelled whatever it was, it instantly, I can just remember this happening. It took me back to whatever the memory, it was like, wow. And I sat there and just, had this thought conversation going on about how cool it is that smells trigger that.
If ever we're going to make a time machine, I think smell will have to be a part of it, right? I mean, if we're going to think about it, the DeLorean. If they could have incorporated smell somehow, it makes it just that much easier to go back in time.
Yeah.
See, I told you, we were going to get to no nonsense very soon. Okay, you ready to hop into this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for The Thing About the Things.
Okay, we are going back to our friends, I think, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go back to our friends at ranker.com. They're not our friends because we asked and begged and pleaded for them to sponsor an episode, and they never have.
Never even reached out.
Silence. We are going to go to them. They have a list. Now, if you're not familiar how Ranker works, it's fan voted or human voted, so you can upvote or downvote stuff. And so this is where the Ranker article sits as of right now. This is subject to change.
Is it possible that somebody has got bots that come in and, mess with this?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I would be surprised if there wasn't.
So this may not be scientific, is what you're telling me?
No, this is not scientific, even a little bit. So,
okay, good. For all the people that didn't want us to do sciencey things today, sit back.
But we're going to go, usually we go from the worst up. We're going to start at number 1 and work our way down because just perusing through this list, I already can tell you I disagree with some stuff that's on here. I think there's some stuff that is obviously misranked. And so we're going to go through, I don't know if we're going to go through the entire list. We may skip around a little bit, but we're going to use this as a base and see if we can pull some out for the bracket a little bit later. You just want to alternate back and forth?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to let, since Erica came up with this, I'm going to let me go number 1.
That makes complete and total sense.
The smell after it rains is number 1 on this list. What do you think?
I disagree.
I do too. It's a fine smell.
In fact, I'm downvoting it right now.
Yeah, that's what we should affect change.
We're going to affect change in the world. They say be the change that you want to see in the world. We're being the change right now.
It's a fine smell, but it is not. It's nowhere near the top of a list.
It's supposed to rain here tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and sniff the air when it's over and see if it's like...
It's really funny because this is subjective. Like, if you live in New York, in a back alley and it rains, like, every bit of aroma that's in the gutters and in the sewage system and the dumpsters, all of that stuff gets activated.
I'm also curious to know if you live in a place where it rains more or it might rain less, does that affect your sense? If you lived in Seattle, do you get sick of the smell of rain?
That's a good point.
If you live in the Sahara Desert, you're like, oh man, I love the smell of rain.
Yeah. Well, and also, it's going to smell different in the Sahara because there's not as much greenery that may be coming to life because of the rain. So I think this is, all of these are going to be subjective. Anything we do on this podcast is subjective to us. But I think there are so many other great smells that we're going to mention that after it rains does not need it. I think this is probably memory based. I think there are people as a kid who remember playing in the rain, and this ties to that. All right. Second,
cold mountain air.
I'm gonna assume you like this one.
I upvoted
You
it.
upvoted it.
I do. And let me tell you why. It's memory based.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I think we like to return to the mountains any chance we get. I tell you, there's something different about the smell of the mountain air when you're up there and it's a nice, crisp, cool morning.
I believe it.
It just hits in your soul.
I believe it.
The way that some people are like, man, a cup of coffee just reaches down and touches the deepest part of me. You get up on a crispy, cool mountain morning. We like to sleep with the windows open when we're up there in the fall.
Yeah, that crispness, that's a great word to describe it because there's no humidity or very little. And, what's better for you, the morning or the evening?
Oh, boy.
I think for me, it's morning.
Yeah,
that's when I smell the mountains more.
I agree with that. You just wake up each morning when we're in the mountains somewhere, and I just have this sense of hopeful expectation that today is going to bring new adventures as we wind these mountain roads.
You're smelling Mountain Dew and not the citrusy drink. You're like smelling the Mountain Dew.
Yes.
Like, just some dew-kissed, grasses and flowers. And I agree. I think it's great. I think 2 seems high for me personally.
But it's higher than after it rains, which automatically makes it number 1 on this list.
100%.
For me.
I think it's a top 15. I don't know that I'd make it my top 10, though.
I feel like it's top 10. We'll see. I feel like it could break into top 5 for me just because it's something that I only smell once or twice in a year. Some of these other things you smell all the time.
That's true. Yeah, you kind of get... What's that Febreze commercial? You get nose blind.
Yes.
You get nose blind to stuff, yeah. Number 3 is cookies fresh from the oven. That's a great smell, too.
Okay, let's tie that in with number 7, which is chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
Are those two separate?
No, they're the same thing. Any cookie.
Cookies in the oven, I think, is where you got to go with it.
I love it. Like when Lauren's baking cookies around here, there's a reason that realtors do it when they're doing an open house.
Yeah.
It
covers up the scent of the dead bodies.
It's just so inviting and warm and cozy. It reminds me of like Christmas and holidays and stuff like that.
You walk into the house and you think, boy, yeah, I could live here. Your kids walk in, they smell it.
Yeah.
And, cookies are baking.
Yeah.
Fresh baked cookies.
Delightful. And I would honestly argue any dessert or most desserts can fit in that category. I don't know if cakes or something like that are down on this list anywhere, but you smell a cake baking also. It gives that same vibe. Cookies are probably a little bit more, they might be more pungent, have a stronger smell to them.
I think cookies are better than cakes, and I think pies are better than cakes.
Really? Pie, but not as good as cookies?
Right. I would go
Yeah.
cookies, pie, cake.
Okay.
In the smell.
Yeah. Yeah, because with the pie, you're getting a hint of fruit in there, usually.
Could be apple.
Some apple. Yeah. Okay. What is number 4?
Also,
Yes.
pies are just better than cake in general. Agree?
Disagree. What? We might have to do a desserts episode at some point, but I would disagree with that. I'm a cake guy, but I'm not a big cobbler guy or casserole either. So I mean,
hold up.
they're in the same vein.
You don't hear of Thanksgiving cake. It's Thanksgiving
right.
pie. It's the
You're
season
right.
of pie.
You're
We're in
right.
the pie season.
I'm not disagreeing
There's
with
not
that.
a cake season.
Every season is a cake season.
If you try hard enough, it can be.
I don't disagree with that. Like now, my mom will make. We each get our own dessert for Thanksgiving, which is probably about to end because she always said whenever we have kids, that ends.
Why?
Because the kid gets them now. Yeah, I know.
Okay, well,
So
the
this
kids...
I didn't think about that till just now. This could be my last hurrah.
No.
On the
kid's
solo dessert
The
train.
kid's not going to know what it wants for the next 2 or 3 years.
I know.
It's going to take a few years for this.
Maybe.
So I think this should be a slowly phased process.
But you got to be,
And then you bribe the kid.
let's be honest. I'm living on borrowed time with this anyway. It's taken us a while to have a kid, so I should be grateful for the time I've had. But that's a whole other episode in and of itself. I'm a cake boy. I like cake over pie. Now, the only exceptions for me are key lime pie, or if you're counting cheesecake as a pie, which is another debate we could have if cheesecake is a pie or not. Other than that, I will choose cakes usually all day long. We're not here to debate that.
We need to put that on the board.
We do need to put it on the board. Number 4, give us this one. I know this is a top 5 smell for sure.
Freshly baked bread.
There is nothing like it.
It is better than cookies from the oven.
Yeah.
Which is why I had to downvote cookies and I'm upvoting the bread.
Man, that would have been hard. That would have been a hard choice. I would have just upvoted both of them. But I'm definitely upvoting bread for sure.
Freshly baked bread. I was in Walmart yesterday that had a Subway in it. I haven't eaten Subway in years because I don't think Subway's that great.
No, it's not.
But when I walked in, the smell of that Subway bread
is pretty
hit
good.
me.
Yeah. It's got a very specific smell, too.
I was on the phone with Eric, and I was like, oh, my gosh, it is taking all of my willpower not to go get a Subway sandwich right now because for like the first 3 aisles, it's all that you could smell. It was just intoxicating.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, anytime. My mom loves to bake, and she's probably listening to this episode because she's a good mom and listens to our podcast. But she loves to bake, and she's usually baking something every week. And so we go over there for Sunday lunch, and there's something baking. And the days it's bread, special days. She does like homemade yeast rolls for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I cannot wait because it's that time of year.
Oh, this is the baking season.
Oh, 100%.
If you're trying to watch your weight,
This is a bad time.
This is a terrible time.
Which I am.
I know. And I say to myself, I'm going to as well. I mean, I've done good today so far.
Yeah, I've done decent.
But then you talk about freshly baked bread, and all I want to do is just like go tear into a loaf of fresh baked bread.
Yeah, it's a weakness for sure. Oprah was right whenever she talked about her love for bread. It's
I didn't know she talked about that.
Yeah, there was this one famous commercial. I think she was promoting Atkins or something like that, and she goes, "I love bread." And it's like, well, yeah, me too, Oprah. Do you know anybody that doesn't like bread? Do you know anybody who? I mean, obviously there are people who have to choose against it if they're gluten free,
sure,
yada 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 yada, or keto, whatever. But like, even those people want bread.
I think it's built into us to like bread.
Yeah.
If you don't like bread, I don't trust you.
That's a good point. Any kind of it too. I'm here for it, especially if it's soft bread. I'm a sucker for soft breads.
Well, you don't like what about a crusty loaf of bread where it's tough on the outside and soft in the middle.
I don't mind it, but I definitely lean toward the softer all the way around.
See, because I love a good sourdough.
See, I like a sourdough too. But
And I want it to be like a brick on the outside. I mean, make that bad boy hard, and then just like crack it open. How about soup in a bread bowl?
Hey, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
I am a big fan of turning what are other utensils into edible, vessels.
Make a bread spoon.
Freshly baked bread, I feel like, is in my top 5 for sure.
100%.
And I won't be mad if somebody argues it's the best.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to cross that bridge later on. Number 5 on this list is a sea breeze. My wife, 100%. I've said 100% a lot this episode. I can tell. This is definitely a top 5 for her.
I believe it.
Every time we go on vacation, we go to the beach every year for vacation. Every time we get to about Mobile, close to Pensacola, she rolls down the window and like sticks her head out like a dog. Like she wants to smell that ocean sea breeze, like that. Smell that salty air and just that water coming in. And I mean, I agree. It's great. It's very relaxing and soothing. I think partly because that's what, it's tied to your memories.
Yep.
Memories of sitting on the beach and just smelling it. But I think it's worthy of a best thing. I'm going to lean, though, my smells are going to lean more toward foods.
Food. I think this probably has a lot to do if you're a mountain person or a beach person.
That's true, too.
I am definitely a mountain person over beach. The times I've sat on the beach, I don't smell what everybody else apparently is smelling. I have tried to smell this.
Yeah.
It does not hit me the same way that it hits other people.
Really?
So I don't get this one, but I think that it's tied to those memories.
Yeah.
And I mean, sure, I know there's salt and things like that. People go sit in salt rooms.
Right.
It's supposed to be healthy for you and therapeutic at the same time. So I don't doubt there's probably health benefits from it.
I'm sure.
I just don't have memories that are so tied to it like the mountain air that hits me.
Yeah, my wife, we came back from vacation this year, and she bought room spray, salt room spray, that we would spray throughout the house, just to help her kind of keep those memories tied pretty tightly. Number 6.
Synonym rolls.
Woo! Again, food. It's baked. It's sweet. It's so good.
Yeah, those... It takes me to Christmas. Dad always bakes cinnamon rolls every Christmas season, so it's a really high up there. But I'd put it right up there in the bread department.
Yeah. Yeah, I would nestle it right in there with maybe right. I don't know if I would put it. I might put it under chocolate chip cookies.
I think
cookies baking.
The one thing that may set it apart differently is you're going to smell the cinnamon baking.
Right.
So you have that extra smell.
Yeah. We mentioned chocolate chip cookies already. Next up is clothes fresh out of the dryer. Now, this, again, this is something subjective because this depends on your fabric softener.
That's what I was going to say. If you're using Great Value or Downy or whatever it is that you use,
yeah,
it's going to affect this.
Yeah. So I almost, I'm going to downvote it just because of that.
Same.
Like, I think it's almost a wash. Like, it really depends on what you use. Now, there's a whole industry that will help you make those things smell better. So that's not like a natural smell, just something that occurs.
It's a synthetic.
Exactly. You are creating it. It's like lighting a candle. Like, you are doing something to force that smell on something
So
else.
are you saying that synthetic smells are automatically lower ranked than natural occurring smells?
Not out of it. I'm not discrediting it, but I will say, yeah, probably a lower rank for sure.
Now, I don't have memories or anything tied up with clothes coming fresh out of the dryer, but what I do like fresh out of the dryer is if we're making the bed.
Yes.
I lay down and Erica always throws the blanket up over me, and I like to cover up inside the entire blanket.
When it's warm?
When it's warm.
Yeah.
The warmth of clothes or towels or whatever it is out of the dryer, to me, is a bigger deal than the smell of it.
Yeah. I don't want it to be that way very long, but that initial,
boom. Yep.
It's great. 100%.
Yep.
I said it again. I said 100%.
We need a tracker on here. Ding, ding.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I know you're excited about number 9.
Yes, a real Christmas tree.
This is it's upvoting for me.
It smells so good. That's why people have now created synthetic sticks that smell like supposed real Christmas trees to put in your artificial trees. I have an artificial tree.
As do we.
But I do love the smell of a Christmas tree.
Yeah, so much so that we will go out, and if we see a real, which is what, an evergreen or a
spruce?
Yeah, spruce or
fir.
Yeah. If we see one of those in nature, or we'll even go to like some of these nurseries and stuff, and they will sell you scraps, and you take those scraps and you put them in your artificial tree. You know, it helps fill in some gaps, but also it gives the actual smell in the house too, which is nice.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah. So yeah, you even the artificial stuff's good, but it doesn't get close to that real smell. You, of course, light a candle and it's got that real smell. I've got a candle in my office of that smell just because I love it this time of year.
Yep.
Fantastic. And of course, again, you're tying that Christmas memory probably from when we were kids and before there were artificial trees, which is also a win. And number 10 on this list, probably the most popular candle and fragrance for anything that you're trying to replicate when it comes to foods, is vanilla.
I love it.
Real vanilla is a great one. I think it gets overused. I think there's lots of fake vanillas out there that can smell not as good, but I like vanilla.
According to a study from the University of Oxford, a team of scientists, they worked out the best and worst smells in the world. They did this with a study that included 235 people and had them smelling all of these different things, ranking them from pleasant to unpleasant, all this kind of stuff. And the results showed the favorite smell in the world was vanilla.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's kind of surprising.
The worst smell was sweaty feet, but the best smell was vanilla. And I agree with them. I think that you could argue vanilla as the number one smell in the world.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I will stand on a candle aisle in a store and sniff their vanilla candles until I have a headache.
See, I think sometimes it can be overwhelming. Now, it is very soothing. It's very calming. It's very warm. I just think there are some places and things that overdo it sometimes.
I don't think you can overdo vanilla.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I put vanilla in everything. I like it in my milk.
You put vanilla in your milk?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Just no sugar or anything. Just add some vanilla extract to your milk.
Huh, I've never tried that.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I mean, I've had ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Just tastes
and
like
it's
ice
the
cream.
best version of ice cream that there is, vanilla.
That's true. We established that in our ice cream episode.
We did.
Go back and listen to it.
Well, no, we didn't.
We didn't.
We chose peanut butter cup cookie
Oh, that's right.
dough.
We didn't even include vanilla because we just decided it was our favorite. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, give us number 11 on this list.
Lavender.
How do you feel about lavender? Oh, you're already thumbs downing. You don't like lavender?
Nah, gives me a headache. I smell lavender things and I don't like it.
I don't mind the smell of lavender stuff. I do not like the taste of it. If I get a honey lavender latte or something, that just sounds probably like the worst thing ever for you.
Why on earth would you ingest that?
People put lavender in their tea. You'll do lavender on some different dishes and stuff. I don't like the taste of it at all. It's not like bananas or olives to me.
I had a good banana this morning.
Well,
it was really good.
I would not have liked it.
I was going to bring one.
Whose turn is it? I've already lost. Number 12.
I don't know. I can't even remember who did lavender.
I can't either.
I think I did lavender. I think this is you.
Okay. I love this smell. This is a top 5.
Is 12 and 13 together? Or are these?
I would say, yeah, we can combine 12 and 13. Burning wood and wood are 12 and 13. I love the smell of burning wood. A good campfire, stuff burning.
Again, there's
fall-like.
There's a lot of memories tied up with the smell of burning wood.
Yeah, fireplaces and fall and camping trips and bonfires and retreats and stuff like that. I love it. Anytime you're driving, even, this is going to sound funny, probably not if you're raised in the South, but even burning trash smells good sometimes. Like people who are burning leaves and trash and stuff like that in the fall.
So the smell of smoke.
I think you could probably narrow it down more.
Something that produces smoke.
Yeah. But that burning wood smell, man, that will just get you. Like we had Halloween not that long ago, and some of our neighbors, they have a long driveway, so they set out the end of their driveway with the fire pit, and you just smell it when you walk outside. You smell that firewood smoking, and it just so comforting.
It is. And then, I mean, you put the smell of wood in there too. I mean, I love the smell of some good wood.
Which different types of wood obviously are producing different smells.
Cedar.
Yeah, cedar and apple and oak and all these different kinds. It's the reason why you have those when you're doing barbecue.
I was going to say, my favorite way to smell these kinds of wood is to put it in barbecue.
That's the best way. Okay, number 14, I know you're excited about.
Yes, it's citrus. He's a citrus hater.
I'm not a citrus hater.
He's a citrus hater.
I'm not.
Anytime we have citrus anything, he's like, oh, I hate citrus.
I never say I hate it. I just don't want lemon in my tea.
It's like vanilla. You can never get enough citrus in
Yes,
things.
you can.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
It's literally scientific, proven fact. There's never too much citrus.
Find me a research paper, sir.
You know what cured the world of scurvy? Citrus. When's the last time you met somebody with scurvy?
I mean, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Thank you, citrus.
What's your favorite citrus?
Oh.
You got lemon and lime, orange. What other citruses do you have?
Grapefruit.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
That's tough.
To smell, specifically to smell.
Lime.
Lime? Okay. I like lime a lot. I'm surprised, there's a lot of cleaning products that have lemon flavor, lemon smells.
Yep.
You got Pledge and
Pine Sol.
Yeah, all those things. I'm surprised there's not more lime. I wonder why that is. Why did lemon get chosen to be the cleaner of choice, the cleaner smell of choice?
Lime is sweeter tasting than lemon.
Yeah.
You don't taste cleaners in general.
Yeah.
It's a good rule to live by.
Please. Legal disclaimer down here at the bottom. I'm too lazy to put it in there in post. So just imagine the legal disclaimer back down there at the bottom.
It's possible that lime tastes so good they were worried that people would drink the cleaner, and so they went with lemon.
That's actually, yeah, I could see that happening. Why not? That makes sense.
You put I love citrus.
You put the lime in the coconut.
Yes, you do. I always put lime and orange zest in my cranberry sauce.
Okay.
At Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I like
Which
both
I
of
still
those.
need to try your cranberry because I've said on here I'm not usually a big fan of cranberry sauce.
You do. And mine, I feel like it's good enough that it's good on a bagel. It's
Cranberry sauce or lime?
The cranberry sauce. It's good as a condiment on toast and other items. But you put citrus, and I've heard this from many chefs, and they say that the difference between home cooks and pro chefs is that pros understand that citrus elevates dishes. It makes things brighter.
Yeah.
It makes things feel good. When I'm washing my hands and somebody has citrus soap, I mean, I just want to lick the soap.
You should, legal disclaimer down here, you should not lick the soap.
Did you ever have your mouth washed out with soap as a kid?
I did. Yeah.
That's if we were doing tastes,
Oh, yeah.
that's going to be on my worst.
Yeah.
I had that happen a couple of times and
it's
was like,
awful.
oh, nope.
It's awful.
So don't lick the soap. It smells good.
Yeah.
Citrus is a top 5 scent.
Ooh. I don't know. It's not going to be there for me. I like citrus, though. I do. I'm not a hater like you think I am.
I zested some lemon a couple nights ago in some homemade chicken Alfredo. It was really good. Alfredo's a heavy sauce.
Well, these citruses are very versatile because you got the juice, you've got the actual meat of it, you got the zest. I mean, you could do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, you can use the whole citrus fruit.
Yeah. Number 15 on this list is mint. And there's a lot of different types of mint you can go, a lot of different routes you can go. I'm not opposed to mint. I think mint
I love
obviously helps freshen a lot of stuff up. It smells good. It's used a lot for
Toothpaste.
Yeah, toothpaste, oral hygiene products, gums, stuff like that. I like mint. You like?
I like spearmint.
I was about to say peppermint or spearmint. Which one? And you're a
Spearmint.
fan? I'm with you. I love spearmint. Spearmint, the taste of spearmint, and I guess the smell too, has memory ties for me. But I probably eat peppermint stuff more often.
Well, I think it's given to us more.
That's true. I mean, you've got, of course, we're approaching the Christmas season, so peppermint is about to take over on everything. You got your peppermint lattes.
I saw peppermint ice cream yesterday in the store.
Ooh, why would
Bluebell peppermint bark ice cream.
I could see how that would be good. Little chunks of maybe slices. It would have to be thin peppermint, or like the what is it? The little crystally, just like almost like a sprinkle of peppermint. And I'm assuming you're a foodie also. Like mint in dishes can be good also.
Oh, I do like mint in dishes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's one of those things that makes things taste fresher.
Yeah. Adds a little oomph
pizzazz. Razzle dazzle.
Number 16?
Strawberries.
Strawberries. When I think of smells, I don't think of strawberry. I'm kind of neutral onto the strawberry smell.
The one thing I like about strawberries is I always buy some from one of the strawberry farms here in the local area every spring. And we're always making strawberry pie, and so it does have the smell of springtime to me to think of strawberries, but I don't think I'd ever put it this high in my list.
Yeah. Number 17 is lilacs. I honestly, for the life of me, could not tell you what they smell like.
I'd get it confused with lavender, I'm afraid, and couldn't distinguish between the two. If I was blindfolded, I don't know if I could tell you which one was which.
Same here. Give us number 18.
Cinnamon.
We already established cinnamon's a great smell.
It does. That's one of the essential smells of the fall season and even into winter.
Yeah. You got candle, and it's usually incorporated in other things. So cinnamon, vanilla, pumpkin cinnamon. It's usually accompanied with something else, but it does. It makes everything a little bit warmer. You know, it shades toward warm.
But you get something like cinnamon sugar, like a cinnamon sugar donut.
Yeah.
Or cinnamon toast crunch.
Woo! Glory.
It's as far as the warming spices go, it's the top.
We should do a whole episode on spices.
Ooh, I'm down for that.
Because
I don't know about you guys. It'll be very educational again.
But go a lot of different directions with that one. Number 19, apple pie.
Okay, now I gotta upvote this one.
Yeah,
I feel like this is too low.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a pie for the entire year. Because you see apple pies promoted like the 4th of July.
Yeah.
You think of them at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think the apple pie is the year-round pie.
It is you're right. It is definitely a year-round
Strawberry pie is springtime. Apple pie, you don't get mad if you're served at any time of the year.
No, because you have a little ice cream with it. Fantastic.
And you can do so many fun things with an apple pie. It doesn't just have to be a straightforward apple pie.
Right.
You can do the Dutch apple pie and the crumb topping. You can do a strudel. You can do caramel apple pie. You can go in lots of different directions.
It's probably my third favorite pie.
Third favorite. Number one, 'cause you're not counting cheesecake in this, right?
No.
Okay. Number 2, it's not going to be coconut. You're a coconut hater.
A hater.
He's a hater.
It's lower on the list.
It's not going to be lemon meringue pie. I can guarantee you that.
That's 100% sure.
Key lime pie? Is it in your top 3?
It is in my top 3.
Wow. See, citrus hater has key lime pie.
I told you I'm not a citrus hater.
Hypocrite. Lots of inconsistencies here. So it outranks apple pie.
Yeah, for me.
It's number 2.
It is. It's a very close number 2. Yeah.
So it and whatever's number 1
are very, very, very close.
Pecan pie.
Kind of depends on the season. No, pecan would probably come in number 4 or 5.
Surely not pumpkin pie.
I guess we got to do an episode on pies because I forget how many pies there are. No, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you it's peanut butter pie.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut butter pie is number 1.
Yeah, your mom's peanut butter pie is
really good.
Amazing.
Key lime, very close second with apple pie being third. Okay. Number 20. I think this is you.
People really get worked up over this. It's chocolate.
Okay.
I think it's the taste more than the smell.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. If you give me a chocolate bar and set it here, I'm not smelling it. Like, I'm smelling it when it's right up against my nose, but I mean, it's just, I'm not smelling it in the room.
No.
There's not candles with chocolate. I mean, no. Like, I don't think this is going to be a hot take for a lot of people because I don't think it deserves to be in our bracket at all or this high on the list.
I wouldn't put it in the top 20, and it probably wouldn't be in my top. I would not think of the smell of chocolate.
No.
Like, I've never just opened up a Snickers bar and, sniffed it like some people do a cigar.
I don't think it has that strong of a smell at all. So come at us, internet, but I disagree with that. Number 21 is the moment before it rains.
So number one's the smell after it rains. This is the moment before it rains.
I think they're probably referring to like storms. When a storm starts rolling in right before it rains, it's the atmosphere is worked up a little bit.
I always hear people talking about it. And again, for me, it's sort of like the sea breeze thing. I've never smelled whatever they're smelling.
Yeah.
Maybe me and water have an issue trying to get along maybe my hippocampus and the olfactory bulb.
I would just include the smell of rain. Like
as one thing.
Yeah, as one thing.
Rain.
Because it's an experience, but I only like it when it's been like a long drought and I'm waiting for rain. So it's less about the smell and more about the result.
Yeah, just anticipating the burn ban being lifted.
Exactly. Number 22.
Jasmine. Again, with lilac and lavender. If you tell me something jasmine, I don't know what it is. I have been served jasmine rice, and I'm not sure I can even remember what jasmine.
Those are different.
Oh, is it?
I don't think those.
It doesn't have jasmine in it.
I don't think.
No
so.
wonder I can't taste it. I've always been disappointed. Like, jasmine's kind of letting me down here.
No, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're connected. Number 23. I went through puberty right there. Number 23. We've already talked about citrus, but 23 is orange specifically.
Yeah, I would go ahead and separate those because I think orange is a strong enough smell on its own that it could be separated out from just the rest of the citrus fruit. It's a good smell.
Yeah, when somebody cuts open an orange in a room, you notice it.
Yeah.
Lauren did that the other day, and she had, I think, we at Walmart, we got like 2 or 3 oranges just to eat around the house. I think they must have been the juiciest oranges I've ever seen in my life and tasted. Like, we were literally just slurping up orange. Like, they were delicious. Best oranges we probably had maybe ever.
I like to get the little cuties.
Cuties are great, but you go from a cutie to a real orange every once in a while, and there's a difference.
Is there?
There is. An orange just packs way more of a punch than a cutie. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you haven't had a real orange in a while,
it's been a while.
Go try an orange, and you'll realize what you're missing.
Again, the orange specifically, I get tied. The first thing I think of is Christmas.
Really?
Because as a kid, I always had an orange in my stocking.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Always had an orange in there.
An orange and an apple.
Yep.
At the bottom of every stocking.
And so the orange, that's why I say I would separate it out because it has specific memories for me.
Yeah. Okay, number 20. Okay, this is the part of the list. Before we hit record, I was going through here, and I was like, these next 3...
It was making you mad.
It did.
You were getting worked up over there.
Very angry. These 3 do not belong anywhere below 15. I would argue these 3 probably don't belong anywhere below 10.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance. Number 24 is freshly ground coffee.
Oh, my gosh. This is a great smell.
I'm not a coffee person,
but
I love
thank you
the smell of fresh coffee.
It is fantastic.
Dad roasts his own coffee every Monday at the house. Just the smell of him roasting coffee, and then when he grinds it, the smell of that it smells so good.
Those oils being released and just the aroma in the air. I mean, the smell of freshly ground coffee. That's why there's a reason coffee shops are very popular, not just for people who like to drink the coffee. It's just so inviting. And again, these warm smells, for me, I'm going to lean toward warm smells, and coffee would be one of those for me. It wakes you up, but it's also very comforting and cozy as well.
It is. And I always, smell that, I'm always thinking of, you invite somebody over and you're just going to sit down and have a good conversation with a friend or something. Because you're always like, hey, you want a cup of coffee? And it's just these good memories. Or you're at the local diner and they're like, hey, you want a piece of pie? I get you a cup of coffee to go with it. And you're like, oh, this is a good part of the meal.
Or you combine some of our favorites, a crisp fall morning in the mountains when you wake up and smell fresh coffee and somebody baking cinnamon rolls.
And some bacon frying.
I mean, that's the...
You made the perfect morning.
It is the perfect morning.
If you
are blind and deaf, it doesn't matter. You're waking up and you're thinking, this is a great day. Like, it doesn't matter. As long as you got that smell, you're having a good morning with that.
Well, and think about this. Freshly ground... It's not just freshly ground coffee, but just coffee beans themselves.
Right.
You go to a lot of stores, like if you're smelling candles and stuff, a lot of times they'll have coffee beans set out so you can sniff that to clear all those olfactory senses.
Yeah.
So you can go smell the next thing. I mean, coffee, it's a heavy lifter.
It is. It does a lot of work. Number 25, oh man, freshly popped popcorn.
Yeah.
Is another top smell for me. You are tying memories together, yes, of great times at a movie theater or a baseball game or a basketball game.
Popcorn.
But it's also just a great smell. It's salty and buttery and starchy, and it's warm, and it's a great smell.
So I have made it clear that I think movie theater popcorn is overrated.
You have?
But you better have it in the lobby when you walk in the theater because I want to smell it.
Point, yeah.
It's like the coffee thing for me. I'm not going to drink it, but I do want to smell it.
It sets the mood, sets the tone, lets you know you're about to have a good time. 26?
Pizza.
Again, travesty that this is this low.
Yeah. I love the smell of pizza.
Especially if you're talking like a wood fire or brick oven, something where it's direct contact.
Again, you're combining things. You've got the wood. Mm-hmm. You've got bread.
Yeah.
You get all these things together, and then you add some cheeses and some meats to it.
Well, and the herbs and stuff that you'll add. If you've got basil or oregano and all these different...
There's a symphony of scents.
Great way to put it.
Are just going nuts.
Which we have been talking about doing a pizza episode for a couple of years now. And
have we still not done one?
We still have not done it. Just a straightforward pizza episode.
Yeah, we got to do that.
But we could argue. People who like to hear us argue, you've heard us argue on this podcast before about pizza. Just if you don't know what we're talking about, go back to any episode where there's a food title in there somewhere. We probably brought up pizza. We know that Aaron got saved not too long ago and came to the assembly of pineapple on pizza.
On a certain pizza. I've never had it on other pizzas, but there's one specific pizza I like it on now.
Yeah. Okay. 27.
I don't understand this one.
I don't get it either.
I'm a guy. I don't think this is meant for me.
27 is freshly washed hair. Again, this is like laundry. I think it's subjective, and you have a lot to do with it.
It depends on what you put on your hair, what you washed it with.
Yeah. So I don't think this deserves to have a lot of spots on the list. 28,
Rose. That's a lady named
just that one, any lady out there named Rose.
If you're named Rose, watch out.
Smell really good.
The flower. I'm going to give you a hot take.
Okay.
It's controversial, probably. I'm not that crazy about the smell of a rose.
I'm not either. I don't know that a lot of people probably are.
I like the smell of fresh flowers.
I think it's overrated.
It's okay. I'm not a hater of fresh flower smell. I like fresh flowers.
I think at some point it was a marketing scheme by somebody that said roses are the most luxurious, sexy, romantic flower out there, and so it became the standard. People started charging a bunch for it.
Well, you've heard the old adage before that you should take time in life to stop and smell the roses.
You don't have to do that.
We have rose bushes at the house, and every now and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go sniff them.
Do you literally walk and stop?
I do.
And smell?
I intentionally go to smell the roses, and it's just I'm never like, well, you know what? I understand now. That was a great moment in the day.
Is it out of your way or is it on the way?
No, I got to go out of the way to go smell the roses.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Now, this next one,
This is a good one.
I like this one.
Yeah.
This is superior to roses.
29 is honeysuckle.
I'm downvoting hair and roses, and I'm going to upvote honeysuckles.
We're not going to get through this list. We may have to start skipping some, but honeysuckle is 29 on this list. It's been a while since I've smelled honeysuckle, but it's a very distinct smell, though.
We've got honeysuckle at the house. Every place I've lived as a kid had honeysuckle. Memories go back, pulling out the thing, taking a little taste of the...
You suckled the honey?
I suckled the honey. You bet.
Number 30.
This says old books. I would just include all books because I love the smell of books.
Yeah. Books have a great smell.
But the children love the books.
Let's just kind of rapid fire some, and we can even skip some. Well, 31 is coconut. I don't care about coconut. Do you care about coconut?
I mean, I like coconut. It wouldn't be that high. This next one is ranked way too low in my opinion.
Travesty.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Number 32.
Top 10 for sure.
Way up there.
The smell of barbecue is special.
You get meat. You get the smell of smoke and wood and those spices.
Yep.
Pushes it way up the list.
Way up. We have a neighbor in our little neighborhood here on our block that likes to smoke meats. And we have another neighbor who likes to smoke. We don't like him as much. But our neighbor that smokes meats, like you can just tell, he'll crank it up one day and you're like, oh, it's going to be a good day. Like you can just smell all day long as he's just sitting there roasting and smoking. And
Now,
I've never tried his food, but it just smells good.
while we're talking about barbecue, would you put the smell of grilling right there with barbecue, or are these separate smells? Like you're going to grill a steak or grill a hamburger. Is it the same, or are those different?
They're different. They're similar, but they are different.
Okay. So you would put both of those smells way up there, or is grilling below barbecue? Smoking.
Grilling is below barbecue. Yeah, smoking for sure. It is
I agree.
below. Yeah.
I agree. But there is something during the summer, if you're walking down the street in a neighborhood and you start to get that whiff of somebody's barbecue
It's
grill
that,
going.
It's that charcoal
Yeah.
hitting a piece of meat and
The
searing
fat
it.
dripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beach, we kind of already talked about that.
Yep.
Mango, freshly mowed grass.
That's one that I hear a lot of people always talk about. They love the smell of freshly mowed grass.
freshly grown mass. We're sorry. We're immature.
I hate freshly mowed grass.
I don't mind it.
I have allergies.
And so you've never smelled it then.
It just triggers me. I sneeze. I hate it.
It's funny. I don't. I could take it or leave it. It's not a big one to me. 36 magnolia trees.
Never taken time to stop and smell the magnolias.
37.
I love basil.
Yeah, basil is great. Again, we mentioned with pasta dishes or pizza. 38 pumpkin pie. Pumpkin spice is a distinct smell.
Yeah, I think it's pretty distinct.
39.
Fresh waffle cones.
That's very specific.
To me, I would put pancakes ahead of waffle cones specifically.
Yeah.
If you could just put pancakes and waffles, that is a smell.
Yeah. 40 is just lit matches. Freshly lit You're smelling sulfur, and that's your... I mean, it's got some nostalgia to it, I guess, because you're lighting a candle that's about to smell good. Or a fire pit.
Right.
Or a fireplace. I guess I get that. Number 41.
Loved ones.
Grandma.
I know where this is intended to be.
100% just memory. I did it again. My gosh.
But to think of just smelling loved ones, you don't typically just sniff people.
Yeah, I mean, this again is subjective. I don't care. I'm not going to have the same reaction to smelling your grandmother as you are.
Yep.
42, another flower.
Gardenia. I do know this one.
Really?
And I am very much adverse to the smell of gardenia.
Really?
Old lady scent. If you want to know
okay.
old lady scent, it's
gotcha.
gardenia.
43 is the way your home smells after you've been away.
That's called stale, people. It's called stale. It hasn't been lived in. It means you need to light some candles. I don't know why this is up here.
One of the best things that we got a Nest thermostat, not a sponsor, but a Wi-Fi smart thermostat, and it'll trigger the air to run so it doesn't smell so stale when we get home because I don't want that smell. Number 44 though, new car.
New car smell.
That is a
Everybody
good smell.
loves new car smell.
Yeah, you can't replicate it.
No.
You can get
well,
close.
It's because Car and Driver, they did an article on this, and they say it's a byproduct of a chemical process known as off-gassing. It's all the plastics and things in your
It
car.
smells like what I do after chili. I off gas right after chili.
And not educational, people. See, I was doing something educational here.
I brought you back.
And then we're back, okay? So it's just all the materials that were made in the process of building your car. Some people call it a gasoline-like smell.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's very healthy for you.
No.
But we all love it.
45 is grandma's house. Again, subjective. 46. 46. This is the one, another one that's way too low.
Bacon frying. Why is it way down here?
I don't know.
It should be way up. I'm upvoting that one.
Yeah, bacon's just great. 47 is lemon tarts.
I mean, I like lemon.
Whatever. 48.
Warm shower.
Okay.
Water again.
Yeah. 49 is puppies.
Puppies do have a smell.
It's not a good one.
I agree with you.
50.
Starbucks.
Again, we talked about coffee. Starbucks has that and some pastry smells. I love the smell of Starbucks. 51.
Baby's hair.
Specifically baby hair. Like not just babies or newborns, but baby hair.
And now the more that I've thought about this, Erica has told me that you really have to sniff the top of their heads.
Yeah.
I guess I'll maybe, and she's always like, it helps you get the oxytocin.
Okay.
She sniffs me a lot to get oxytocin as well. It's supposed to be good for you.
We don't need to know.
Okay.
This is a family show. We don't need to venture down that rabbit hole.
So when baby boy arrives here in a few weeks, I guess I will take in sniffing him. But most of the time, I think, isn't it just Johnson shampoo that you guys are smelling?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Maybe it's a chemical reaction with all the newness of them. But okay, what do we're at 52. I'm going to just blow through 52 through 55. Then you're going to take 55 or 56 through 60. How about that? We got new paper smell.
Like it.
Gasoline.
Kind of weird.
I don't get it. Sauteed garlic.
Love that.
Yeah, this is way too low for that. And freshly cut hay fields.
Sort of like freshly cut grass, isn't it?
I guess so. All right, 56.
Baby powder.
I like it.
57. Quesadilla. That's oddly specific.
It is, but I like quesadillas, and the smell of Mexican food is great.
Incense.
Have you ever burned incense?
No.
I burned incense. It was just a way to, it was like a candle without a flame. I think that's what my mom trusted me with. No flame, just something that smells.
59 is nachos.
Again, weirdly specific.
It is. I never think of nachos having a specific smell.
I don't either.
You're not going to like 60.
No, I'm not.
Eucalyptus oil.
Okay, I hate eucalyptus oil. It is so strong. It's over the top. Very strong, pungent, mentholy to like the times 10. Awful.
100%?
100%. How many more we got left? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll do the next 5. Fresh money.
I do like the smell of money. Sort of like paper, though.
Yeah. Black tea.
I love the smell of a good tea.
Yeah, tea's good. New shoes.
That smells good.
Yeah, you get the leather and the cloth.
Probably some of that off-gassing, though, from chemicals that were used in the process of making it.
That's true. Sauteed onions.
Should be up there should be up there with garlic.
Yeah, and permanent markers.
I love the sniff of a good marker. Not in a weird way, okay, people? Don't get weird with sniffing markers, but if you know, you know.
Yeah,
There's
a reason people do it.
Of a marker, it hits.
It smells like I butchered that. That was going to be like this really
the smell of productivity.
Funny moment, and
I love good productivity in the morning.
All right, give us the next 5.
Pesto.
I love pesto.
Bananas.
I do not like bananas.
He's a hater.
I'm a hater.
Thyme. As in the spice, not like, I love the smell of thyme.
You ever just sit around, smell your watch, just smell time go by?
Here's one. 69 is melted butter.
And we mentioned brown butter.
So I think brown butter is the one that should really be on this list, and it should be much higher. You get that nutty, roasty, toasty smell.
100%. Dadgummit.
100%. Number 70. Old Spice.
Again, so many different flavors.
Do not eat your Old Spice.
Legal. So yeah, okay. 71, ripe tomatoes. I mentioned this. The tomato plant does have a very distinct smell.
Tomato plant has a distinct smell. I know what they're talking about when it comes to the smell of a tomato. It's not my jam.
No, but I mean, it's distinct. You know, I'm not going to put it as my favorite, but I definitely. Okay, admittedly, you can tell me if I'm crazy or not, but we plant tomatoes from time to time, and if I go to pick a tomato, I always go. I smell my hand after it's touched a leaf or something like that because it's got a very specific smell. It has
that specific. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm still going here.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you take 72.
Lang Lang? I'm guessing the Y's are silent. I've never heard of it.
Don't know either.
73, toothpaste.
Weird.
Mint.
That's mint.
74, fish and chips.
I love smish and
easy. Easy,
fish
boy.
and chips. Having trouble there.
I love fish and chips. I don't ever think of the smell, though.
The smell is called grease.
Yeah. 75, the Nara flower.
Don't know what that is.
And 76, you want to say it together?
Yeah. Ready?
3, 2, 1. Marijuana. I don't like the smell of it.
I don't either.
I used to work in customer service kind of areas where I dealt with public, and in the Levy area of just outside Little Rock, we used to call it L.A., and I would have people that would come in smelling of the Mary Jane. And I didn't care for it.
No, I don't either.
Okay, well, there may be smells that we missed, but I think that's a comprehensive enough list that we can get into some other things. Let's talk about some of the worst smells, shall we?
Welcome to the best things.
Nah. These aren't the best things. These are the worst things.
Let's get scratching.
Hey, not only do we have to give a shout out to old Jolene, we got to give a shout out to Robert too for helping us out with that one. Worst smells? Anything come to mind?
Yep. Skunk.
Bad smell. Feces.
Poo.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, that one's bad.
We're about to get our fill of that too, I have a feeling.
I'm not ready for that. Dead animal.
Yeah, man.
When it's just kind of been sitting in the sun for a few days and you get a whiff of that.
Or it's been like in your attic or your crawl space.
Dead mouse.
Yeah, it's just something that, and you didn't know it was even there to begin with, and all of a sudden you smell it. Like, that's terrible. Rotting food.
I was going to say spoiled food in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's a bad one. Chunky milk.
Oh, so bad. Ugh.
It is.
It's terrible.
How about bloated dead whale? That was on this list. That's very, very specific. I don't know the number of humans in the world that have smelled bloated dead whale, but it's got to be a fairly small percentage. I don't know. I can imagine it's bad.
BO.
Ooh.
BO is rough, man.
It is.
And if you play sports or something, you've smelt this before in a gym or in a locker room. And
you need some DO for the BO.
Yeah, so it can be bad. What else?
Let's see.
Durian. The durian fruit.
Okay, I always hear people talk about it. I've never smelled it, but I know that it's supposed to be bad.
It is terrible. I can attest to it, and it tastes as bad as it smells. It is awful. It smells like rotting flesh. Avoid it if you can. It's a delicacy to our friends over in the East, but I'm not a fan of it at all.
I know there are people who think that garlic smells really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't trust them.
I know somebody who thinks that.
Really? Do you trust them?
I do.
Really?
But now I'm questioning whether I should or not. How about, speaking of off-gassing, the...
Flatulence?
Yeah. Toot toot.
Yeah. You get a rich raw one, and it's never good.
Yeah, that's bad. Another one that I think of is
who's listening to this part. That's what I want to have y'all skipped ahead.
Cabbage.
Okay, yeah.
It smells like a dirty diaper.
Yeah, cabbage.
And
kale,
I like cabbage.
Kale's that way too. I hate the smell of kale.
I mean, the way it's pungent.
Yeah, broccoli can be that way too sometimes.
Broccoli, Brussels.
Yeah,
we'll cook them at home. Maybe take them somewhere. We come back and that it's just lingering in the air like this heavy heavy scent.
My wife does not like the smell of grease. So, like, if I'm frying something at the house, like, she's like, open up every window. I just, the thick smell of grease is too much for her. There's some animal smells that aren't great. You know, you got like a wet dog.
Oh,
Stuff like that.
yeah. Well, see, here's one. My sisters, they've both said this over the years. They're like, they always tell their kids if they've been outside playing, they're like, you stink like outside. You need to go take a shower.
Outside has a smell.
I don't know if I understand that or not.
Really? I do deeply.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
100%. Ding. Tracker.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has a certain smell. It smells like not quite BO, but some sweat and just the grasses and stuff like that. Just all of it kind of mixed together. I know what they're talking about.
Bad breath.
Bad breath is another one. I am always self-conscious of bad
Halitosis.
breath. Yeah. I always like to have mints and stuff with me just because I'm nervous about that. Okay. Any other bad ones?
I'm sure there are.
Yeah, since we've lost all our listeners, though, and our viewers on YouTube. By the way, go watch on YouTube if you haven't ever seen our faces.
Sometimes it's fun to see us.
Yeah, we make lots of facial
I
expressions.
watched one of ours episodes the other day and thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like it's the first time I was seeing it. I was like, oh man, that was great. That was hilarious. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, go give it a look. All right, let's bracket this thing out.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
I don't know if you caught that. I did those in the wrong order. I muted us before I actually turned the music on. Oh, well. I'm new at this. I've never done this before. Okay, I got first pick because you took ribeye from me last week.
That's right.
I'm going to go freshly baked bread.
Are you sure you don't want coffee?
Yeah, I know coffee's going to be there. I'm pretty confident that coffee will still... Why can't I not type? I typed coffee. Thank you for that.
Okay, I'll take bread.
No, I typed bread. Bread is my number one. What's your number one?
I'm trying to decide if I want to do what I think or if I want to play the game.
Ooh.
I'm going to play the game.
You're going to play the game?
I'm going to play the game, and I'm going to go coffee.
Wow, I thought it would be there. Hey, I'm not mad that coffee's a number one, no matter how we get there. Number two, barbecue.
Why are you a maniac that spells it out?
I don't know. I probably spelled it wrong, too. Number two for you?
Number two for me?
For you. Yoo-hoo. By the way, if you're watching or listening at home, feel free to bracket yours out. See if you can get to the same result that we do. Bracket madness from the best things.
I lost my article.
You want me to resend it to you? Just go look in your history.
Here it is. I got it. I closed it accidentally.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if they can still hear the music or not, but
We can. See, there's two that what I would choose 1 and 2, I don't think that you're going to feel, so I can't put them there.
you might be surprised. Is it citrus?
No, it wasn't going to be citrus.
Oh, okay.
Although that would probably make mine.
Yeah. I know what my next one's going to be already.
I'm going with bacon.
That's a good one. I'm going to do wood or burning wood, however you want to do that.
That's the one I almost did just
I'm
then.
just going to put a campfire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yep, that definitely deserves to be up there. Okay,
All
this
right,
is
your third one. You got 2 left.
give me mountain air.
Mountain air.
That was maintenance. Some days we're just off.
Yeah, today is one of those days for me, I guess. Okay, this is now. I've only got 1 spot left. I'm gonna go.
Cookies?
Oh, it's tempting. I want to. I think though.
Rain?
I'm going Christmas tree.
Okay.
Christmas tree is my fourth smell.
Then
You got one left.
I'm gonna ask for your assistance here.
Okay.
Because I'm torn between cookies and vanilla.
I would lean cookies. There's vanilla in cookies and the brown sugar and stuff.
Then let's do cookies.
Okay. Okay. First matchup then is bread v cookie.
Seems like a good matchup.
It does seem like a good matchup. Okay,
That's a tough one in the first round.
It is a tough first round matchup. All right, bread versus cookies in 3, 2, 1. Bread. Moving on. Coffee versus Christmas tree. 3, 2, 1. Coffee. Barbecue versus mountain air. 3, 2, 1.
Mountain air.
Barbecue. Really?
I don't know. We've chosen 2 food things already. I'm like, we're just choosing food stuff here.
That's true. All right, 1 to 10. Barbecue. 3, 2, 1. 9. 18. Mountain air. 3, 2, 1.
9.
8. Okay, barbecue's moving on. All right, bacon versus campfire. 3, 2, 1. Campfire. Okay. Bread versus barbecue. I want us to vote on this. I know they're both my selections. I want us to both to go on it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Bread. Okay. That's what I thought we'd go with, but you just never know. Coffee versus campfire. Whew. This is a hard one. This might be the hardest of the matchup so far. Are you ready?
Nope, I'm not. This is not easy.
Really?
Let's go.
Okay.
Winging a prayer here.
3, 2, 1. Coffee. All right.
That's a very close.
That
for
was
me.
very close. I mean, I would think if it would have gone, if it went to the 100 scale, it might be by 1.
Yeah.
I think it'd be that close. All right, final matchup: bread versus coffee. Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt this is where we'd go?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was doubt?
There was doubt for me.
Really?
I didn't think coffee would be here. I thought bread would. When we started this, I was like, oh, yeah, bread's going to get there. I thought campfire could do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I did too. I was very close to taking campfire over coffee. All right, here we go. Bread versus coffee in 3, 2, 1. Bread. Bread is our winner. Congratulations. You know, I think what did it for me, you know, coffee is really good, but I make coffee all the time.
bread is a special thing.
It is very special.
And to me, there's many more memories that are triggered around bread baking than just coffee.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I think-
I did it again.
Oh,
What is?
maybe we could get one more of those in before the.
Yes, I'll take it. Sorry. I really want to know how many times I've done that today. Okay, we've got a big decision. Is it? I don't feel like it's that close of a decision, but we're going to do it anyway.
It may be the best thing today, but is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the best thing battle.
Okay. Bread versus the smell of bread versus our defending champion, steak. Specifically a ribeye steak, bone-in, medium to medium rare, over charcoal.
Hey, you know what I'm eating tonight?
Are you having steak?
I'm having steak.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. You making it?
Yep.
Oh, man. Even more jealous. 'Cause you know what you're doing.
I'm going to
Okay.
pretend like that at least. See if we can fool some people.
All right. You ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Steak. Yep. Two-time defending champion steak.
Dose. I have had somebody ask me in the past if we would ever do one specifically about bread and if we would ever argue restaurant bread and come up with what the best bread is.
I think we should. It's on our board.
That's it. It is.
Bread is sitting there on our board right there. So we'll have to do that at some point.
I'm already predisposed to thinking I know what's going to win because I can't remember if it won in the past or not.
What?
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh, yeah. That was we did something with fast food items. Or not fast food items. What did we do? Side dishes, maybe?
I don't even remember at this point.
It definitely won.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it won something. So yeah, that might not be. It may not be close, but we'll see. I don't know. I think if you lump it in with other, maybe homemade styles of bread or something like that, maybe it'll give it a run for its money. Okay, Aaron, we did the thing.
We did the thing about the things.
We did. We did all the things.
We did the best things. We did the worst things.
Hey, go smell something. Full stop. Just go. Not me. I'm not me because I can't wear cologne or anything because Lauren didn't like it anymore. So
something we didn't mention when you talked about that I wanted to bring up, and now we're back here full circle, is that have you ever heard this thing? And that is that it's a thing that cologne and perfumes smell different on different people. Erica's like, oh, this person smells good wearing that perfume, but I tried to wear it and it doesn't smell good on me.
I've heard that. Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I think people just smell different also. And so I think it works on different. So yeah, I've heard that. I think, people put off different smells, partly probably because what you put in your body also. I'm surprised I don't smell like coffee yet.
Well, people who eat a lot of garlic and onions, they say that it comes out through the pores that you can smell that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Impractical Jokers game that we had?
I do.
One of the things that we had to do in one of them was sniff somebody. Do you remember me sniffing someone?
I vaguely do.
It was, I remember it vividly.
Was it me?
I don't remember the person I sniffed, but I do remember having to sniff someone, walk up to them and...
I feel like it may have been me.
I think it was you. Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have done it to Lauren, and Erica would have been too easy.
It was you.
It had to have been me.
I'm positive it was you. Yep.
Well.
100%.
Stop it. What is wrong with me today? Okay. All right. Well, hey, I don't have anything else. You got anything else other than our usual subscribe and all that stuff? You know what to do. You're listening to the end of the show.
No, I just hope you guys enjoyed this less educational podcast today.
Slightly less.
Still informational.
Yeah, we want to give you, informational, but not educational. How about that? How you like me now?
Now that I'm on my way.
Okay. You got anything else?
There was an article that I saw that was about the country fans rank the best smells in the world.
I don't care.
And I thought that would be really good. I forgot to introduce that to you. Oh. Dang it, here we are at the very end of this.
Too bad. We don't have time.
Do you want to know what they said?
For the best things, I'm Craig.
They said it was fake bread.
Bye. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Best Things Podcast. If you liked today's episode, subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening now. And remember, connect with us on the socials at Best Things Pod, and you may hear your take on an upcoming episode.